Andrew, do you have any ideas?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your
crime or being suspected?
what's your birthday date? What's your birthday
I'm
date?
not going to supply that.
Okay, Mama
person.
taught me to not talk to strangers.
I understand, but at the same time, the Supreme Court also told me that I only have to identify.
I'll let you talk to a constable here.
Yeah, exactly. So can I get your ID, regimental, please, before you go in there? You engage me, so I know my rights. I want you guys to know I'll assert my rights and I'll be respectful and kind.
And I just want to make sure I'm talking to the right guy. 403-990-7515.
That's correct, but I asked you one thing is how did you get my last name?
I'm very good at what I do.
And that's good, but again, see, is he going to be like that from day one? Because you're not going to talk to the victim first. Is it normal course of business, police business? I want to make sure on the video.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
Yeah, but I asked a question.
Okay, but
So
you'll be back.
is it normal for you to ascertain the information from the person being accused
Andrew,
of the crime
wait,
first?
Start from the beginning here.
Let's start. I'm Andrew.
Well, COVID, I'm not going to shake your hand.
No,
Sorry.
that's it.
So I have to go by those guidelines.
Okay. He gave me his card.
Yeah,
With COVID.
he will be back.
I'm
So,
just clarifying. Right,
Andrew,
for the record.
I'm not
right?
going to speak for him.
Yeah.
But again, you're just
Who's the officer in charge of this NCO or
So-
officer in charge?
It's me. I'm the only one on today.
Okay.
So, and you spoke to me over the phone.
Okay,
So
perfect.
that's why I want to speak in person because over the phone we just weren't getting anywhere.
No, we're not gonna, and this is a high level thing. I
But
get it.
one thing I want to thank you for, you were really good with it.
I tried to, and I
So-
paid for my coffees. I
Yeah.
offered to pay
And they
coffees.
said
I gave
you
them
were-
tip.
you were
But here's my
extremely-
problem.
No, no.
I'm also a business owner. And I have
But
to
you were
understand-
extremely civil, so I'm just thanking you for that.
Yeah, me too. You guys too, if you
So-
are. But he's not.
So-
He's already violating my rights by talking to the perpetrator before the victim. So that's part of, one sec, please, that's part of your policy and procedure. And I see you blinking your eyes because you know I'm right. So you don't go to a rape victim and go talk to the assailant. So you talk to you get a state. And I know you're doing all this and I want to be respectful, but because I'm assertive and know my rights, please indulge me.
Okay.
Okay?
So-
why is your officer, if you're in charge, why is he in there talking to the individual that accosted me and caused me an assault? He's biased.
You're talking to me.
Okay, let's go then. Let's
Okay.
talk. Let's talk.
So, what exactly happened?
You know what happened, but let me ascertain exactly what happened. Is I entered into an establishment that has a sign on the door. I'll show it to you. If I can show you that sign, it's going to become part of the evidence of the case. You're promoting BC privacy laws. I'm an Alberta citizen. No, I'm not. I happen to be residing where I reside. So do you see, they say that proof of one vaccine against COVID-19 with a one piece of ID now you're assaulting him. You're assaulting him. And he's a witness. You just did. He just assaulted me. Then I was taking voice to me and I have another witness. You evidence to your investigation. I can ask for that. I'd like you to apologize first before I charge you with a criminal assault. Yes, I will. Like I did on your Eckhart and Cochran. I'm not going to be pushed around. Step back inside so I can further the investigation with him. I was in the middle of divulging evidence to your officer. He knew I was. You saw it. You guys be nice to me and I'll be nice. Am I going to start recording this? He's not. No, I want him charged with an assault. You were a witness to it. Was that? What is the definition of an assault battery? Give me that under the criminal code, please. You were a witness. You'll be subpoenaed. I got hit by the door. What is an assault? Not a battery. No, I'm asking. Criminal code. What is it? Please. And then we'll get on to this because he didn't need to do that. You know that. He did it on purpose. And I asked both of you now, what is an assault under the criminal code? Not a battery. And he's mad. He's mad because you guys are frustrated. I don't know. It sounded like he did. He can see me through a glass wall. There's a glass here. If this was solid, he would have no intent. I'm not stupid, okay? And I would appreciate it if you treat me as if any other stupid citizen out here wearing their mask and doing what they're doing. If he can see me in here, and he knows he's agitated, and he won't communicate that he shouldn't be going in there, he sees me engaging in you in the investigation of a crime, okay? Wait, he's, if nothing else, it's an assault. It could be obstruction of justice because now I'm engaging with the senior officer on site. And I identified that, right? Did I identify who's senior?
Andrew, what's up?
Yeah. Did I identify who's senior?
Yes, I'm not even senior in this.
Well, I asked him. He heard you say you're in charge of the scene.
So, I'm going to ask you, Andrew.
It's very confusing. So we're going to start over, but we're going to get to that. I want to file a criminal assault charge against that officer. You saw it.
Honestly, you want to talk to my commanding officer?
We're going to after you investigate the crime committed.
On Monday.
No, not Monday. There's a crime here. There's a crime. Well, they're going to have to you're going to have to accept the fact that this is potentially a crime scene. You acknowledge that. You want the evidence. Here it is.
So
You can ask the
I wanna go back to
gentleman.
the first investigation.
That's right.
what we were
But we're
talking
not going to leave the second one now because that has now happened during your investigation.
about. Again,
So with this ID, okay, right now, will be required for entry into the bistro. We cannot make exceptions. We thank you for your cooperation as we adjust to these new regulations. Are you familiar with Bill S-201 and the BC privacy laws? I'm asking because this is part of where we need to go with this.
I'm not.
Okay, good. So let me educate you on the Supreme Court ruling. You can get educated on the BC privacy. I am. In BC, if you ask me to disclose my medical information, it is civil liability and could be criminal depending on the intent. Period. That's what
So-
the BC law says. So that's a separate issue.
They're just going by our COVID guidelines from the provincial health.
Doesn't matter. Here's the problem with the whole scene, okay? If somebody solicits a crime in this country, what does that mean? It means for me to say to you, me and you need to go and steal this car. Me and you need to assault this person. That's the solicitation of a crime. I don't have to act in it. I can get you two talked into assaulting this individual, and I can be charged for solicitation of a crime.
So again, Andrew,
So
we're going
let's
into a
go
lot
back
of
to
what
my
ifs.
incident. We are, because it's a big deal. That's why K Division's chief superintendent and the director of the Alberta Human Rights Commission is on the phone with me personally
Andrew
last
Bowers,
week,
when-
right?
when he calls
So
you
what
at
I'm engaged with him. I'm engaged with him.
403-990-7515,
So right now,
that's
at
K
this
Division.
and at
This
this
is-
and I'm here, sir, and I'm not talking to you. When
I'm
you're
talking
ready,
to you.
I don't care. I'm
Oh,
not
I don't
engaged.
care.
I'm talking to this officer. He wants the law, and I'm about to give it to him. So the facts are that now this individual has been asked by your premier in BC or a premier in any province to solicit a crime, and I'm going to show you why. But you guys don't know about it. So if you look at Bill S-201, which was Bill
Yeah, go ahead.
Bill S-201, which was passed by the Senate on May 4th, 2017 by Cohen, a senior Liberal senator, and ascended to law on May 4th, 2017. And I'm going to ask now if he's running in CPIC, because if he is, that's going to be another violation.
I'm not.
Ah, see, so I know my rights.
I know
So
your
you
rights.
need to be fucking careful. You don't know my rights, because if you did, you'd know about this. I am responsible as a Canadian to know my rights. Here it is. Bill S-201. And you guys don't know about it. Even the chief superintendent in Alberta, you don't touch it during COVID. I'm talking to him. And the human rights director, Vaughan Nee. Human rights director called me back in the day. You know why? I threatened to charge under the Supreme
Sorry.
Court ruling. Don't give him your
Can I
name. He's
ask
a
you for
witness.
your
No,
info?
don't give him
I know
anything.
he's recording us.
No,
Can I
it's
ask
not.
you for your
Maybe he is.
info?
Yeah. No, are you
We're not
recording us?
Yeah, of course.
Good. So you should give me a cautionary statement, right, about that, because you're not wearing.
You're not
a
under
camera.
arrest, sir.
That's right. So you don't get any information. Ah, see. So okay,
Right.
exactly. So you need to know you tell me you know my rights, and then you walk away. So here's the bottom line. Upheld by the Supreme Court of Canada. I'm going to put my glasses on. That's why I'm reaching in my pocket.
Sure, go ahead. I gotta fix my radio here.
Yep.
Just 1 second.
I'm not being difficult, guys, but I've had enough as a business owner because I'm not being asked by my premier to do what this poor guy's being asked to do. Okay? And it puts us all in a bad situation. Under this, an act to prohibit and prevent genetic discrimination, assented to 4th of May, 2017. You understand how a law is written, so I don't have to get into the preamble. A genetic test means a test that analyzes DNA, RNA, or chromosomes for purposes such as the prediction of disease or vertical transmission risk or monitoring diagnosis or prognosis. Okay? Genetic test. It is prohibited for any person, not business, not government, any person. Now, do you know the definition of a person? That's the civil law now. That makes me a lawful person. If I said to you I'm an individual, I have human rights. I understand that. You do too, because you uphold the charter. And we all need to know this because that's why this is going on. That's why Rocco Vladi is representing retired police officers across this country in exactly what's going on. Okay? So I don't ascertain that you guys agree or don't agree with what's going on. I just know your job is to uphold the law as it's written by the courts. Correct, right? Good. So let's get into that. So now, it is prohibited for any person to require an individual to undergo a genetic test as a condition of providing goods or services to that individual, period. That's item 1. That's number 1A. B, entering into or continuing a contract or agreement with that individual. I don't have a contract with him right now, other than I wanted to engage his services and obtain his goods. And it's a free business open to the public. He's engaging me. He's got advertisement here. He's telling me to come into his business. So I'm not trespassing. I'm just looking to get the services that he's promoting.
Just a side question, just get
Yeah.
info on you. You don't tell me what your business is.
100%.
What is your business?
So I'm a business coach consultant number one. I have an accounting firm with 300 companies. I own a mobile mechanics shop. I own a motorcycle dealership, part of it in Drumheller. What else do I own, Barry? I own tons of shit. I have a lot of businesses.
No,
And when
that's
this
fine.
came
I
out,
just- I wanted to get a
a
background,
month
yeah.
ago, I needed to protect me and my employees. The other individual I needed to protect as a human being is my daughter, who has situs inversus dextrocardia and was refused entry into St. Mary's University. So I started looking into this. When I started looking into it almost 5 weeks ago, before anybody, Galati or anybody else had caught wind of this, and I'm the Calgary Media Association goaltender for 22 years. I play hockey, personal friends with Eric Francis, with Kevin Smith, Orville TV. A lot of the guys, Bruce Kenyon's a friend of mine. So at the end of the day,
That's
the
all
point
this-
is I've done all my research, okay, and I'm big on my rights. Some people call me a squeaky wheel. I call myself a proud Canadian that carries one of the most freest passports in the world. Well, I call myself, but what do I know?
Right, back to this.
So back to this. So we're not into the contract. He's not continuing the contract specific terms. But he is now offering me goods and services. The problem we have is under the Act, it says refusal to undergo a genetic test. It is prohibited for any person to refuse to engage in an activity described in any of the paragraphs above in respect of an individual on the grounds that individual has refused to go and undergo a genetic test. Period. What is a genetic test? A genetic test is a test that analyzes DNA, RNA, or chromosomes for the purposes such as, and I'm going to ask you, if you get a vaccine passport, what does it say on the passport? It says small m, capital R, capital N, capital A. See, mRNA, right? Check it. If you've got a passport, check it. It'll say that you've been vaccinated against small m, capital R, capital N, capital A, which is RNA under the Supreme Court of Canada's guidelines. Okay?
That's all I got.
Yep. So when you go and look in there, if you don't have this and you have the paper copy, you will see vaccinated against, and I'll show you one. I'm not going to show you whose name's on it because it would actually violate their privacy rights. But let me go show you one so that we can ascertain. And I haven't seen a BC one, but at the end of the day, they're all the same. Just go in here so that we can make sure we're talking about the right stuff.
So basically, what are you looking to see from
Have them charged.
all of this? So what am I charging for? Like, where's that at?
Here you go.
Because honestly,
It's criminal code. It's indictable, or you're going to get. Honestly, I get it, but here's the problem. Until you guys, as police officers, stand up and say we can't do this. Okay. Now here's your problem. You know who else I want to charge? You ready for this? And you're going to shit your pants. Who told him to do this?
basically the provincial health
Thank you.
authority.
I want the Premier and the Minister of Health and the head. Hey, brother, I don't care. You have to investigate it. It's a big crime.
So honestly,
here's
you're
where
going to have to go to the basically the district commander of E division if you want to go with
No,
this.
no, I do a public information charge, and I'll charge you with obstruction of justice because you're not upholding your duties as a law officer.
You go ahead.
Honestly, here's my problem. So you won't investigate it properly?
So
You're already
I'm just going
assuming
by the guidelines I have.
Yeah,
So
but what?
Right
yeah,
now,
but not
this started
guidelines. You're not a guideline officer. Where does it say you're a guideline officer? You're a
Andrew.
police officer. Please be respectful to me.
I
I'm
am
being
being
respectful back.
respectful.
Are you a policy officer or a police officer?
Honestly, Andrew, I just go by what is given to me by the provincial health
No,
authority.
you swore an oath.
Okay.
You and I
Andrew,
know it.
Andrew, again, what are you trying to achieve?
Not
here?
make it personal. And what you're doing is saying you're a policy officer. You just said this is policy.
Andrew,
You don't
if
uphold
we're going to
policy.
just keep going in circles like
Well, we're
this,
not. I'm not going in circles. I'm
Okay.
going in one line. You keep deviating and trying to get it so that it's not an indictable offense. So we'll get into it so that you can see it's indictable. And that if it's indictable
So
offense, you have to uphold
the
the law.
indictable offense isn't towards them; it's towards the
No,
provincial
no,
health
it's not.
authority.
It starts
From
with
what
them.
you're saying,
It-
because
no.
they're the ones that's going after the
You
DNA
look
results.
at the end of the day, brother, when you show up with the Hells Angels, you don't charge the president, you charge the individual member who committed the crime. Then you go up
Yeah,
the line.
because that's a person.
That's as a person.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to say it again. It is prohibited for any person. Did they do it? It's right on their sign. Okay, so they're a person to require an individual to undergo a genetic test as a condition of, and we've established providing goods or services to the individual. Wait a second, now we got to be clear here. I want to be very clear.
Okay.
The person is the legal entity in that building. The individual, do you know the charter definitions? The individual is the human being outside. Yes or no?
So
I'm just asking, and I have a witness, because if you don't understand, that's okay to say I don't understand. A lot of people don't, as Canadians.
Honestly, I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around this.
For
right
sure,
now.
a lot of people are, brother, and that's why I try to stay calm, but I'm informed and I'm assertive.
Yeah.
Assertive. That guy is a dick, and I'll say that in court. He's a dick. He's a bully. He
Okay.
doesn't want to uphold his duties and responsibilities and his oath.
Yeah.
He just doesn't like me because I know my rights, and I'm informed. I'm an informed Canadian. So we'll get to what else is indictable here. So the problem is, you asked me to
Okay,
stay
all right.
on here. So the
Keep
refusal
going.
to undergo the test, I've refused. I see you looking at me because you're going, wow, this fucker knows his shit. And if you're not saying that, then we need to get somebody who does, like Rocco Glady. Disclosure of the results of the test. It is prohibited for any person to require an individual to disclose the results of a genetic test as a condition in obtaining goods and services. How do I get into the business?
By showing them your ID passport.
Which identifies what? That I've been vaccinated with what? Oh, genetics, characteristics. I want them charged, brother. And here's the indictment, okay? Written consent is refusal for me to disclose the results. I have that right. I have to give written consent. It is prohibited for any person who is engaged in an activity described in any of the paragraphs in respect of an individual to collect, use, or disclose the results of a genetic test of the individual without his consent. I'm not giving it. I'm not going to be, and brother, do you know what the Night of Broken Glass was in 1938 in Germany? I'm not trying to be a conspiracy guy.
No,
They gave out Jews gold stars to put on their businesses and on them to be proud. So you're asking for me to disclose medical personal information to obtain goods and services. And that part of that medical history is my genetic characteristic, which ties back to here. There are no exceptions. Exceptions, not even during a health emergency. This is a criminal code violation. Under a health emergency, nationally, you'd have a martial law.
Yeah.
Okay? Which suspends what? The charter. Temporarily until proven in court that it's within reason.
So
What
when
doesn't
do-
get suspended is the criminal
Just a
code.
side note.
Yeah.
Why has nobody else brought this up yet?
Oh, you tell me, brother.
Yeah.
I've been giving it to me.
I'm
You know
asking,
why?
yeah.
Because somebody was fucking with my child. Okay, that's why it came about. I
Yeah.
was good for a year and a half. And then when I was in the media dressing room 3 weeks ago and I said,
The thing is, we're millions of Canadians.
that's right.
How does millions of Canadians not have brought this up?
I
Because
don't
Trudeau
know.
tried to
Not my
kibosh it.
problem.
Yeah.
You
Not
ready?
even going to get into
Wait,
Trudeau.
I
no,
know,
we
but
don't
he
want
tried to-
but
he
no,
tried to
no,
hide
one
it.
sec.
Yeah,
Let me say it. That's irrelevant. You know what's irrelevant? Ignorance of the law is not an excusable defense. And I'm giving it to you. So if you said to me, well, we didn't know fucking raping 10 women in a Muslim commune in the mountains was against the law, doesn't mean you don't fucking investigate it, especially when the Supreme Court, which is the Supreme Court, nobody can overturn this except with a legislative amendment to this law.
Yeah.
Okay?
So,
It's
question.
been upheld. So
Is this for me? This copy.
maybe, but you wouldn't want it with DNA because you don't want it to. You know
I've
what I
got-
mean?
I've got
we've
a
got another
copy that I
copy
can
we can
give
give
you.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can-
Now I
I
want
do
you to
want a
see.
copy.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you're going to have to because you got to do an investigation.
So-
I've got a criminal complaint. So let's get into the. This is what it is. The exceptions are healthcare practitioners and researchers. If I was in a coma, a doctor has the legal right to take my blood unless I have a living will, personal health directive. Like I help companies and I'm one of my partners a lawyer. How do I know this shit? Ask him. I have no fucking idea. Why did somebody pick me to find this? I was looking up privacy laws and I found this. I would ask you this. Supreme Court ruled on in July 2020. Why is you as the head of our Canadian police force don't know about this during a pandemic?
Honestly, we learn something new every week.
Well, you're learning something new, and these people are about to too. And here's the bottom line: I don't want them charged. You know what I want? The fucking premier charge, and that's why you're here, and the health minister charge. That's who my major. And here's this: I have to name them because if without naming them, there is no crime. You following me? You cannot.
follow.
That you got the poison fruit. You can say, "Well, it's not my fruit. It's way over there. I didn't do anything."
Yeah.
Bullshit. These people are now guinea pigs to you guys, sadly, and they're going to be made a point of because now I can do the public information charge, but if you make me do that, I'll file an obstruction of justice charge when I'm there because the crime has been upheld by the Supreme Court and you're mandated as an RCMP officer to apply those laws without bias and without any other discriminatory factors, whether I ride a motorcycle or a pedal bike or I'm in a Jeep. This is the law of the land. So, number 7, every person who contravenes any section 325 is guilty of an offense and is liable. And is liable. Not just guilty of the offense, that's criminal, and is liable. That's civil.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
As far as you know, me too. So now
As
I
far
can
as I
sue
know.
these people.
Yeah.
By
And once
Hoagie
again, remember
here.
on the phone, we said it could be a civil.
It could be, but you know what it is for sure? It's a criminal thing until you investigate it different. So
What
on
is it?
conviction on indictment to a fine not
Andrew,
exceeding
Andrew.
$1 million, let me read the code to you.
I know, but I'm looking
5
for
years.
what the criminal code offense is right here.
Well, you're going to
I'm
have
assuming
to.
it's in the paper. Here.
No, you're going to have to look that up because the criminal code was amended to other. You're going to have to look this act up, and you got to see where the criminal code is. I don't have
Well,
to
yeah,
prove it
I
to
see
you.
that this act here is 2017, so I'm wondering if it's been updated.
No, yeah, well, no. Here's the problem. The Liberal government appealed it to the Supreme Court. If you Google this right now, July 10th, 2020, it was upheld in its entirety. And, you ready? You guys need to be worried about this. You know what the staff sergeant said to me in Cochrane when I told him all this? And I said, when I tell my employees now, you guys, imagine you work for me, and I come to you and go, the premier of my province is telling me I have to be X, Y, and Z.
What did the staff sergeant tell you?
Were you ready? Well, we'll get to it. X, Y, and Z. What is X, Y, and Z? Well, X, Y, and Z is I want you to assault everybody in this restaurant. Is that the solicitation of a crime? Maybe. Yeah, it is under the definition. Is it aiding and abetting in the crime if I actually watch it happen and don't stop it? Could be. We got some multiple violations here. Okay? So, first off, I said to the officer, what do I do with my employees? That's why I went to the Cochrane detachment. Not file charges against anybody.
Yeah.
What do I do with my employees? If my employees come to me and say, well, we're supposed to put this sign up, we're supposed to do X, Y, and Z, and I go, well, yeah, do it. Am I guilty potentially of a crime if it's deemed that that's criminal? Potentially. So I now have an obligation to do what? Cease and desist. To protect myself and make sure that I don't solicit a crime.
Yeah.
Yes. So the girl that asked me for it originally, you charge her under this. The worst case is the owner gets charged, or the manager engaged and asks me again, and I tell him, don't ask me again because you're going to get charged. Seat me. I said, I just want to be seated. I have a medical exemption. You're not allowed to access that. I have a medical exemption. You can't deny me my rights. Now, under the masking laws, if I only had the mask and didn't have this, I even tell them they can ask me to leave civilly, and I'll file a human rights complaint. There's no crime committed, correct? Well, now there's a crime committed under the statutes by the Supreme Court of Canada. It's upheld. It's been upheld. You're obliged to now follow through with that. I don't have to do anything. I'm a citizen.
So again,
Now, I'm not a citizen. I'm a person. But so they updated, not to be, is amended. This is the Supreme Court ruling. Is amended. Genetic testing. So what the staff sergeant said is, are you telling me that by my boss telling me I got to get vaccinated or supply the test, I should arrest him? You're fucking right. You should have. You should have immediately went to your NCO and arrested him. Why? He's part of the crime. Now, here's the bigger picture. Are you ready?
again,
If it's part of a criminal activity, and the criminal activity involves many people, okay? Oh, it's not a criminal organization. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm talking to be legal. Okay? So the Hells Angels, is that a criminal organization? Well, it's not defined as that under the Supreme Court. Why? Because they haven't been proven to be that.
yeah.
But it's your intent that they are. And what's the difference then if we replace the president of Hells Angels with your premier and health minister as a sergeant at arms and blah, 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 and then start telling their people to go commit crimes?
Again.
Oh, so it's treasonous.
A lot of what ifs there, Andrew.
There is, but the point is, law is not built on the what ifs, but in order to get to the end of the law, you have to ask what's happened.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what we're here doing. So the Canadian Labour Code, genetic testing, it clearly shows no employer shall dismiss, suspend about genetic characteristics, period. Okay, and the Human Rights Code has been updated, is updated to include these two words, genetic characteristics. Okay, so now we've got an issue. Do I want to charge anybody, brother? No. I don't know your first name, and I'm usually reasonable. I'm obviously engaging you.
Nick, as in Nick Fraser.
Nick?
Nick.
Nick, I'm Andrew. And you know what? God, you know what? I saw this and I thought, fuck, I hope I'm not right. You know why?
So honestly,
I have to check my lug nuts all the time.
Well, no, and I got I got research to do because if it comes up, I got to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, not just that. You're going to need to know what you're talking about because I'm now laying these charges.
Okay. Against the premier.
Starts here, then him, then the health minister, and then the premier.
But you already told me you didn't want to lay anything.
Well, that'll be up to you in your investigation. Where does it start? If the poison fruit is right here, then I can't throw it away from the tree.
You're definitely not the start of this. You're looking at provincial health authority.
Maybe. That's your determination. Right now, what it says here, it's not an authority. It's a person. A person requires. Who is asking me to supply that information? This person.
So if you are looking to receive your criminal charges,
Right.
are you providing your contact info?
Yeah, once you ascertain that this is a crime and we have a legitimate basis
Again,
for
it takes
criminal
investigation,
activity.
so
No,
that's
it
why
doesn't.
I
It's
want
a criminal
the copy.
code. You will, but you can go and check it on the computer what the criminal code is. You have a complaint. What do I look it up on?
I don't have criminal code on my
You do. You have supervisors. You've got the Solicitor General of Alberta.
Andrew, you're just assuming I have supervisors on today. It's just me. I told you that. That's my
I
traffic
appreciate
unit
that.
over there.
I understand that, brother.
Okay.
But here's
So,
my point.
essentially-
Is it a crime or isn't it? I don't know.
Neither do I.
How big is this? That's why I said it'll be over our pay grades. It's over mine. I'm not a lawyer. I have no training.
Do you
I
think
went to
I'm a
school to be
lawyer?
chef. No, but you know what I do know you are?
What's that?
You're the guy with the gun and the badge that upholds the law of Canada. This is the Supreme Court of
And I
Canada.
tried
It's the
to.
supreme law. I know you do, and you're
Yeah.
in a bad spot.
Yeah.
And I would love it if all this shit just went away. And that's why you think I gave you $20 that shit was hands.
You
Also
paid a
tell
lot
you,
for coffee, yeah.
I did, and I'm willing to. You know why? Because my rights fucking matter. Okay, because they're rights. They're not fucking just privileges. And when the Supreme Court upholds it, we've got to get back to the brass tacks.
So what
Yes
I
or
still
no?
want is a copy of that.
It will give you one. And then if you want to file your complaint, I'm asking to be investigated as I know the law to be, not with any heinous intent or malicious intent. I'm not here to cause ill will. We were stopping in Lake Louise, brother, for a coffee.
Nice.
And I carry this shit in case. I also carry a copy of human rights, Charter of Rights and Freedoms, which are obliged to uphold, and usually the privacy laws of Alberta, but I understand the ones
So,
of BC.
again, what happened in Cochrane?
A full investigation. It's a tasked-on investigation.
So
The
it's
problem
still
is,
going.
oh fuck! I've got the attention of everybody. I'm on air. And here's the problem. Are you ready? What scares me? I've been the Calgary Media Association goaltender, Global News executive producer. Bruce Kenyon. I don't know if you know who he is. AM Talk Radio in Canada, top talk radio guy. He's one of my best friends, isn't he? Right? They won't put you on the news. Do you know why? All and people think it's a conspiracy. All CRTC and grant government. Danielle Smith, if you know who she is, and if you know who she is, she was running as premier for Alberta for the Wild Rose. She removed herself from her morning talk show because the Chorus Entertainment told her she wasn't allowed to voice her opinions. Okay, that's protected under the charter. So,
Good.
you know,
No worries.
again, I know,
Yeah.
you know it. We're just all three guys. If we were sitting around a fucking bar room table having a beer, different conversation, and I respect that. What I don't respect is the ignorance of officers who tell me they're just upholding policy. You're not policy police. You uphold the Criminal Code of Canada, period. That's it. You may enforce some municipal stuff if you're given the Governance Trespass Act and everything else, but when you have to understand that.
And again, provincial health authority as well. Falls under that.
It
does.
falls under it.
Yes.
It does not fall over it.
So, say if a provincial health authority officer was here right now, what would you do?
I tell him to back away from me because I'm protected by the charter and the criminal code. If he's going to obstruct justice, I'm going to have him charged. Because here's the bottom line. I don't have to abide by a policy or a mandate. It's not criminal, but he has to abide by criminal law. Everybody does in this country. If there's martial law, they may, even if the Prime Minister said this is a national state of emergency and declared martial law, criminal law doesn't end. So what happens is you can come in and evade my rights within reason, but you know what you can't do? You can't murder me, you can't assault me, you can't fucking do anything, steal my property under the criminal code. That law will never go away from this land. Correct? Thank you. Have the people fucking charged. Stop being policy police. Is all I'm
I'll get
saying,
you a
brother.
copy.
He'll get you a good copy.
Yeah,
And I'm
really-
sorry, I'm passionate about it. That's a lot
that's
of
fine.
information.
And it sounds like, you know, being hit with your daughter and stuff like that, that would be a piss
Well,
off.
I asked him if nobody fucked with my children, I still would have been worried about my employees and my clients.
Yeah.
So what I did was I went to my lawyer, Corey Wilson, is a criminal defense lawyer in Calgary. His dad is a Court of Queen's Bench Justice.
Go ahead.
And I basically just said, look, he didn't know for sure. So I went to some other lawyers and I said, what do you think? Now I used this at Vintage Chop downtown Calgary last Friday, not this Friday, last Friday, after leaving the Cochrane detachment. Guess who I met for lunch, brother? My corporate lawyer. He was sitting at a table near that car. He heard the whole interaction. I walked up and I said to the maitre d' when he asked me for my passport, early, double vaccination, I said, I'll let you read this as much as you want. If you open your mouth again, I'm going to have you charged criminally. My lawyer was standing right there. He was laughing. He said, I saw you coming in. I thought, this poor fucker behind me, because I know what's going on as far as I can tell. I need to ascertain, is it criminal? They've said it appears to be at Cochrane. Task on. They haven't denied it. It's a week old to file.
Yep.
Okay, task on, as far as I know, means they're still tasked to investigate this and find out what's going on. No one has gotten back to me yet to confirm charges will be laid. So now I got another one. So now it's your turn. And I'm sorry, but that's just the way it has to roll. What I didn't appreciate on the phone, though, brother, is your, and I don't take it personally, just the threat of
I'm going to
trespass.
tell
I
you
said,
my
come
background.
check it out.
My background for that is I thought you were in there yelling, causing a disturbance, all that.
No.
And then I
didn't do
learned that you're actually really good with it.
Oh, fuck,
So
100%.
that's why I told you thank you.
Okay, but here's the big one.
So,
One second, please. As a concerned citizen, it's not just a teaching point to me.
Yeah.
Community policing is not phoning me and then telling me you're going to have me potentially arrested.
Yeah, and I heard my dispatcher told you that too.
Yeah, I'm very upset, and I want it properly investigated because the threat of arrest of an individual who's the victim of a crime. If I was a black female or fucking Aboriginal pregnant woman, you'd fucking be sued to oblivion. But because I'm a white middle-aged businessman who fucking knows his rights, I'm willing to go through the entire process. I waited patiently for you for 50 minutes and waited till then to phone, only because I know you guys got other shit going on.
No, and the canyon's under a project right now, so I got stuck there too.
I do. I was just there a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
My point is, I'm not unreasonable, but I will say this: when you treat me with disrespect, okay, and you're carrying my shit. See, everything you got on is my shit. It's his shit. It's their shit. Don't fucking be disrespectful, because you know how you turn people like me against you guys and the rest of the community? I being like that. Be like you. You're awesome. I will give you a recommendation to your boss. 100%. We need more community policing. Moving forward, it is a conundrum here. These are big items all the way across the country.
And it's not going to be solved overnight. That's right.
I know that.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm patient with people, and I apologize to him, gave him $20. You don't think for 1 minute, brother. I used to be a chef. That's what I went to school to do.
Nice.
Yeah, my great uncle was in charge of all what are now the Fairmont hotels, Lake Louise, Banff. He was the Banff. He was the executive chef there. I sat over there and we opened our coffees, and I went, "Fuck! I just hope nobody spit in them." Or fuck, you know. But I still drank them. They tasted good. I'm not
honestly, if these guys ever did that,
no,
I've never seen it.
Yeah, they're solid.
I don't know. Field's a very nice
Nice place. That's why we came out here.
Yeah.
The manager was good, but the young girl left.
Oh, the young girl's laughing at me. Now, that's an assault on my charter rights and freedoms.
I hear you.
She's affecting my reputation. It is a violation. You cannot affect and assault someone violate my rights. I have the right to be in there. When they ask me to leave, they're the ones committing a crime now. I don't have to leave. That's what I was trying to say to you on the phone. It's not a trespass. This is open for business.
Oh, I didn't say it was a trespass, but people can deny business.
They can't, unless...
So you're saying you can stand in there and just be like, "I want food"?
No, but I can stand in there and be, "I've been the victim of a crime, you gotta call the police." Yes. And if they try to make me leave, it's an assault.
Yeah.
Yes. So I know my rights, brother. He's laughing because he's seen me in action before, not on this other shit. All I want to do is, and between me and you, I'm supposed to, I'm educating people about this in the masses. So you guys are going to get inundated with this shit.
Yeah, and I do want to research
You
it.
need to, yeah. So I'll be the guinea pig. I'll stick my neck out. I will hang if I need to for whatever you're going to charge me. That's why I said to you, come on down and charge me. I'm good. I've got money, I've got time, I got energy, and I got a Canadian passport that I was born with. So I just want this properly investigated between me and you, off the record. Off the record, I don't see a recording device usually. It's got an orange button on it.
I do not have. I do not have one, no.
Oh shit, that's good.
So it's actually, they're looking at getting body cams for everybody.
Yeah.
So like our traffic cars, they have like dash cam and stuff.
Yes.
We don't even have that.
Fuck, that's not good. See,
It
the
is
one that
not,
was in my
because
house.
honestly, what happens if I'm out with, some guy who pulls a gun on me?
Fucking right. Yeah, nothing. I don't agree with that. That's not good. But I also understand last time one came in my house over some vexatious, so I'll tell you about this, because he knows about it. There was vexatious and frivolous charges laid against me by my ex-wife involving my son. When you put me into CPIC, it's going to come up. EPO violation, assault, EPO. You will not see what the recourse was of that, do you?
No.
Yeah, but you'll see it. So he's in there already. He probably told me when he had my last name. That's why I asked him how he got my last name, which I'm going to investigate.
Yeah, honestly, it came up when dispatch put it up.
Yeah, because they illegally fucking searched my cell phone to get information that was not pertinent. You don't have to disclose.
Actually, when I call your cell phone, it says Andrew Commons.
It says what?
It says Andrew Commons when I
Okay, good. So you put Commons into the system, because that ain't good. I'm good with that. But he didn't have that. He had Dowers.
Yeah.
So I need to know how he got that. Because I have a right to privacy as a victim. I don't have to tell you shit other than my first name and that I'm willing to sign a sworn affidavit.
But again, if you want me to investigate, you're going to have to provide
Oh,
me
we
with-
will when we're investigating. He had it before anything was actually reported. See what I mean? So you're dealing, and I get it. My lawyer always says, you know why they don't like you? Because you know your rights, and when they go back and they look into it and they know what they've learned, so far everything jives, so then they start going, fuck. And that's that. He doesn't like doing this. I can tell. He thinks this is a waste of time. And I don't know, but he definitely, and he assaulted me, and that's another part we're going to investigate. If not, if you're not willing to investigate that, or at least file the complaint that he rammed in the door
I
into
can say
me.
that you were in the doorway and that he opened the door, he asked you to move.
No,
he
after.
hit you with the door.
After, but he didn't ask me to move.
You did ask me.
After he hit me, he asked me to move.
He asked
You give me a lawful command, I will do it.
Yeah.
You give me I'm hitting you, it's an assault.
So he asked you to move. The door
After
hit
the
you.
door hit me.
Again, he didn't
After
have
the door
intent.
hit me, what is intent? Intent under the Supreme Court is an opinion. Did he have intent? Nobody can know if he had intent, but the action appears to have had intent.
So there's always an intent for, like, if I want to kill somebody. I have the intention to do that. It's not like, whoops, I slipped.
Yeah, but are you
on a
ready,
banana
brother?
peel.
Here's his problem. You've got some immunity behind your back, correct? So he hit me hard enough to jar me. I suffered a mild traumatic brain injury in 2011 and was awarded $1 million for it. Did that aggravate that injury? No, he should be more fucking careful then, shouldn't he? Was he
go to the
acting as a
hospital
police
to
officer? I
confirm
probably
this
will. I might have to because we don't know. See, it's all whether or not he had intent, whether or not I'm injured. It's all subjective. Is all I'm saying. I'm not trying to be a dick, and he knows it's time to move on. So
Back to
what
this,
do we do?
I do
to
want
this?
a copy with this.
Yep.
I want to get your information.
Yes.
And that'll be mine.
Yeah. I want to file a statement.
Yep.
I want to do the whole thing properly. Okay. Not right now. They're being investigated as far as we know from the allegation that they've committed a criminal crime.
Okay. So
Okay,
do you want me
I
to follow up
may
after?
be
No.
willing to drop certain people from that charge. That's what I need to understand. Because here's the problem: poisonous fruit again. If I don't charge them, does that get everybody off ahead of them?
Well, and I'd be surprised that the parties that be wouldn't have looked into this.
They haven't.
So
The director, you can Google her. Okay.
And honestly, I can call her, but
You
like,
probably could.
She probably
And
won't pick up right
you
now.
know what?
but-
I'll do one better. As part of this investigation, I'll show you her email where she says, Bill S-201, I agreed on the phone, we'll get back to you by the end of next week. She hasn't gotten back to me. Do you know why?
Who's that?
You'll see. Bon Moon. I'll show it to you. This is why I want to educate. I don't want to charge people. But
No.
you guys, with that on your lapel and those and the badge, need to stand up for us. You are obligated under your oath to uphold this charter. If something's against my Charter of Rights and Freedoms, you're obliged to uphold it, not me. Okay, we'll uphold it. That's what I end up. I call you.
just gonna go grab it.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
I'll be going through BC.
It doesn't matter. This is where I'm just showing you some
Oh, no,
proof
I know.
that these people do say, well, I can't believe they don't know about it, okay? Yeah. So here's where, she says, I've answered the questions I can immediately. I told her, Nick, I said, if you have not updated the Alberta Human Rights Code, and this will be one for the Premier in BC too, now that I've been investigating this crime here. Under this act, and by the Supreme Court's hand and ruling, what they've said, I don't want to lose that. Can you hold that out? Because I'll have to search it. Just I got everything so it disappears the minute I do that. It says, the Canadian Human Rights Act is replaced. Not to be, not you have 20 days, not nothing, is replaced. The Supreme Court replaced it immediately to include genetic characteristics. When I got the inquiry back from the Human Rights Commission after they hung up on me, like some of your officers did today, he was there when they hung up on me at the Human Rights Commission. When I went back to the Human Rights Commission and told them I was going to charge them with contempt of court under this act, okay, which a normal human rights complaint takes how long? 6 months is the average in this
I was
country.
going to say a very long time.
You know how long it took her to phone me when I told her who do I charge with contempt of court? About 4 hours to get back to me. Do you know why? Because she saw it and went, okay, I sent her the email and I went, here's the deal, Vaughn. So I asked her all these questions. In my question, she replies, I've answered the questions I can immediately address below and made note where I can gather more information. I want to thank you for taking the time to discuss my concerns about the interactions with your employee and the potential for some retraining issues so you can appreciate. I don't just go after people. This is a training thing, right?
No, I'm sure you've been research.
Yeah,
Something
and
I do.
educate people, right? Including me. You might educate me, and then I know something for next time. You know what I
don't
mean?
know everything.
Me neither. Fuck, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not anything. Here's what I'm asking for. Information requested. I'd like the Public Citizens Complaints Commission has received that are related to any COVID mandates, potential violations. This is not relative to you. But you can see, she gets back, okay? And I told her I'll pip it if I have to. I say, if you're not going to be able to do it in 30 days, I'll pip it or FOIP it, depending on how it is. Are your calls recorded? And then lastly, HR, who does she report to? So they report like you to the Solicitor General's office.
I'll give you my card.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. So Nick, they report to. A lot of people think the human rights commissions are bipartisan. They're ex parte of everyone else, but they're not. They actually report to the Solicitor Generals for each province. So who do you actually report to directly? To the Solicitor General. Okay. Now here's your problem. Is the Solicitor General then? You tell me Solicitor General doesn't read Supreme Court rulings? Fuck me, we got big trouble, brother. I know you're going to smile. I don't know. I'm like, what the hell? When I read that, I'm like, what the hell? So if they don't know about it, and there's no way you're going to know about it, you're just not. And then I asked directly about Bill S-201. Please review and or provide guidance as to the Commission's acceptance and or protection of everyone under Bill S-201 and what measures, if any, the Commission has or has the intent of implementing as per the Act itself and the Supreme Court of Canada's ruling from July 2020 upholding the Act. B. Why has the Commission and its directors not acknowledged and updated their respective acts under Bill S-201, the Act prohibiting and protecting all Canadians from genetic discrimination, to put the Human Rights Act in compliance with the Supreme Court rulings on Bill S-201 mandating that genetic discrimination be added to the protected human rights of all Canadians? Read it out loud so he can hear it, please.
This is as agreed in the phone call. I will look into the issue and reply.
She doesn't know, but she agreed with me. And here's the point. Are you ready why she's engaging me? She's now in violation of another criminal code or an action of the court, and as an officer of the court, you're mandated to uphold. She's in contempt of court. Because that says that all these acts is amended. They haven't amended them. In a year and 3 months, 2 months, they haven't amended them. If you're ordered by the courts to do something, what is the charge if you don't do it? Go ahead.
Obviously, it's a breach charge.
Yeah, it's a contempt charge. They're in contempt of court. So I asked her, who do I charge? I don't fuck around. My grandfather was behind enemy lines taking pictures of fucking Adolf Hitler's shit. Okay? I am not going to let this fucking guy be scared to death by a fucking government that isn't following the rules of law. If they're following the rules of law, I have no issues. And the problem I have here is your premier in BC or Alberta, any premier, why isn't the federal government issued the national state of health emergency? Because he knows if he did, he'd be in violation of the act by the Supreme Court. It's right there.
Honestly, I don't have an answer.
Me neither, brother. It gets heavy duty, you know. So
honestly, I do want to research it.
Yeah.
I do want to go through and see what I can figure out here. But I'm not going to figure it out all.
Oh, I know that. And I want to be clear. I do not want them criminally charged.
Because honestly, you guys were good together.
Yeah.
They didn't even
It's
call
not
you in.
them.
It was you calling us.
Yes.
So.
That's why I'm doing this. I know my rights. I can call and have them charged. Now I need to know who will be charged. Because if the poison fruit, okay, is falling from the tree, which is them, and the tree's not going to be affected, I have to charge them. You know, if you follow me, but I don't want to, and they need to know. And I'm going to do it all over the place. Because at the end of the day, I'm not being frivolous or vivacious. It's up to you now to tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, we got a different issue. But I need you to understand as an individual, if you try to circumvent the investigation, if you try to circumvent my rights under the Supreme Court ruling, that is obstruction of justice.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not going to pretend I know everything. So
I know.
I don't.
And if you won't help me, I need to file a public information charge, which you know what that is. Go ask that. You go ask any one of these fucking people with a Canadian passport if they know what that is. You know what they know? Can I charge them? And you go, no. And they go, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir. They don't go, wait a second, you gotta charge them. You could be obstructing my rights to justice. And that's my point. So this fucking guy in the car, I'm not trying to be dick. I'm sure if he was out and about, he might be a great guy. He's stressed out. You guys have a horrendous fucking job.
And that's why you're talking to me now.
I know, and a horrendous job. I don't applaud you guys. I applaud you totally. Don't dismiss that you have a horrendous job. But your job, like my bike mechanics, your job is to fix the fucking motorcycle. If you don't like it, quit.
Honestly,
And
I will try.
I know you will, brother. I can
do it.
hear it in you, man.
So, anyway, I will definitely follow up. The best phone number to contact
I'd
you
like
is
to
the one
file
you-
my statement. I want to get a file number or something from you that ascertains. There should be a spot on your card to issue a complaint number, so I'm going to want that.
I will
and
give
I
you
want
a
to want
file
your
number.
statement. Yeah.
I'll get for my.
Oh, well, I got this one was a dispatch number, not a criminal charge file.
That is our file number.
So this is a criminal file number. So this will be tasked on then?
That will have your name on it and everything. So
Task on. You're going to start the investigation
the
immediately?
investigation is all under that.
Already ongoing. So I'd like to provide you now because I'm not from BC with my statement. Okay?
You want to just do it out here?
We can, wherever you feel comfortable. And I'm okay with him too because I put up with guys like that my whole life. It's okay.
I will definitely do that. Honestly.
If you have time, I would appreciate it. If you don't,
If you want to do it over the phone, because honestly, like I said, I'm the only one investigating officer on duty
today, so you're jammed. Okay. I'm
So-
prepared to do that with you because you've been awesome. Okay?
Honestly, like tomorrow, I have another member with me. It'd be a great time to do it. I'm on it starting at 6.
And with, tomorrow night you're on at 6?
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, I could probably do that because I'll be after 6 would be good.
I would appreciate it if you could do that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, what do we do now then? And here's my point is you need to educate these people. I would like that done. That they are being investigated and I would like to hear that conversation.
What I want to do is actually investigate this for my knowledge too, and then go about educating. Because honestly,
Yeah, but they have
this
a right
is
to
more
know
than
what's
just
going on.
them.
It
Yeah.
is, but they have a right to know that I'm not trying to get them in trouble.
Yeah.
Between you, the one girl I drive to because she's maybe that's a personal
Yeah. But they're under stress.
They're stressed too. Yeah, I get it.
Okay. So I will follow up with them as well. But I guess I do need to get back to what I'm actually.
Okay, now the second item is the assault. Okay, we need to not let that go.
So
So I have a witness to the assault. I don't know if there's cameras here, but your officer pushed his door while I was giving you evidence.
There are no cameras here. I can confirm that.
Okay.
Because I have traffic surveillance from him at that time. So nothing.
Okay, so I have an eyewitness.
Okay. You
So
have me
that
too.
constitutes a crime.
So if I'm also a witness to events, how can I be the investigator?
Well, you're biased. That's right. I get it. No, there'll
So-
be a conflict of interest, but here's the point.
But-
You can't not be a witness to the courts.
Yeah.
You're an officer of the court.
No, and we are always witnesses.
So, and this is not disciplinary. I need to make that very clear. This isn't an individual complaint to Ottawa, civilian complaint.
So-
This is potentially a criminal charge against your officer.
If that's the
I've asked you
case-
guys for what the assault and battery definitions are. I understand the assault is the assault on me if I fear anything is an assault. A battery is when I touch you. He touched me with an instrument being the door. He stepped outside of his authority as a police officer. He did not give me a lawful order, and he pushed his way or barged his way through the entrance while I was engaged with him, with you, who I thought was the senior officer, getting the evidence.
I watched the door.
Okay, he needs to be fucking tuned in. If he's willing to come over here and apologize, I'll drop everything. If he's not, then I'm fucking charging. That's
So
where I'll leave it.
it has to go through my commanding officer.
Yep, that's fine.
And her name is
But I'm
Sergeant Betty
giving you
Watson.
that
So
you can get. I'm filing the charge with you. You're the attending officer.
again, I'm a witness to this.
That's fine.
How can I
get
be
it.
the one investigating?
You're a police
slash
officer,
witnessing?
so you tell me.
Again, it needs to be through her.
Okay, so I'm
Because
going to
this
make
is
one more offer. Okay, I don't want you guys in trouble. I've said it numerous times.
Yeah.
You can go over and you can say, hey, he's not willing to move forward at all with anything. You just need to apologize for the door incident. That's a man-to-man thing. If he's not willing to do that, then fuck him.
Yeah. So do you want to talk to him?
If he's willing to apologize, I don't want to engage him. He needs to be told. If he's willing to apologize, I'll drop it. He needs to be told that I've asked his superior officer, so supposedly on call,
Okay.
to be a witness to a potential criminal assault.
So all of this part is with me.
That's right.
So that's not against you and him right now. So you're just going with the assault between you and him.
Separate, because it formulated part of your investigation is the problem. During your course of duties in investigating a crime, someone else committed a crime against me potentially. You're just biased because there's a conflict of interest. But he basically obstructed me from providing you the evidence there by pushing the door in.
So just a question.
Yeah.
If your friend here did the same thing, asked you to move, hit you with the door.
Oh, didn't ask me to move.
No,
He
asked
opened
you-
the door.
Opened the door, hit you,
Hit
asked
me
you
on
to
purpose
move.
with a glass door like that, I'd probably punch him out because now I have the right to defend myself.
Yeah.
And I don't know what his intent is. All I know is I have a right to defend myself. What the fuck is going on?
But
And then I'm punching
You know
him.
he's your friend.
He's not my friend, brother.
No, I meant.
I know, but he's not.
No,
That's
I-
different. So let me ask you, if
The
a stranger
example.
did that,
Yeah.
if a stranger did that to
But
another
then they
stranger,
apologized.
that's my point. Apologize. He hasn't apologized. If he apologizes, I'll shake his hand. I tried to shake his hand. He fucking refused after he gave me his COVID fucking germ hands, or card. Sorry.
Yeah.
Shake my hand. Be a man. Apologize. I didn't see you. I didn't, whatever he wants to say or make up with the glass fucking door there. Maybe he didn't. Maybe I'm all black. Maybe he didn't. Apologize. We can move on and get on with more important shit.
Yeah.
If not, I want him investigated. And then I'll want your boss's numbers for the NCO for the detective.
Yeah. So I would give you her number anyway. So it is on my card anyway.
Oh, her number is?
Basically, the detachment number. Let
Yeah.
me just see here.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Sorry, man. I get excited because I don't want to.
Right there. That's the attachment. That's my extension.
Oh, you guys have your extensions on. That's good. Some attachments don't do that, so it's good.
So her extension isn't on there. I don't even know it. But
It is Sergeant Betty Watson. Do you want me to write her name on
Yeah,
there?
if you wouldn't mind, just somewhere, because I don't have a pen. I apologize, Mac. I mean, I'm sure you guys are awesome. So.
And pencils down.
Do you not feel it's a shame you guys don't know about all this shit, though? Like, some of this stuff, it puts you in such a bad position, man, with a guy like me.
honestly, I don't know all the shit that's in the criminal code. So it's a huge brown book that, you know, I'd fall asleep at night if I kept trying
Me
to
too.
read.
But this is so important because it was ruled on during the pandemic and the Supreme Court upheld it. Any genetic characteristics they don't have a right to, and it's criminal. It's no longer a privacy issue. So I just want I want this on the news somewhere eventually. But you know, I don't have the news here. We didn't come here with that intent. We just wanted lunch.
Came here for coffee and lunch.
Anyway, see if he'll apologize. If not, I understand. If he doesn't walk over, you don't call me over. We'll be in touch tomorrow night, and I'll talk to her on Monday. Okay? That works. Did you shake my hand?
I will. I'm going to sanitize after I do it.
That's okay. I
Thanks,
get
David.
it.
Yeah, appreciate your patience. Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully it didn't stop.
It's 50 minutes.
Oh, good, man. Now we can get that out there.
How about we
Save that.
wait for Betty to come over?
Well, you might want to pause it, because let's see if he comes and apologizes and get that on a recording. Keep it going.
Well,
See
yeah.
if he apologizes. He said you want to apologize with his phone. He's going to show him all the paperwork and say, I think this fucker's right. Look at him. I think the fucker's right. Look at him. He's throwing him the law.
Oh, he was good.
He's a good cop.
You know, if you
Nick,
got
this guy, Nick,
got
is a
two
good cop.
fucking assholes, we've been screwed.
Oh, fuck. That's what happens
he'd
down
have,
there.
he'd have to walk away.
And you know what happens? The fucking guy there, he's either anti-biker, he's fucking
Well, he had an
pro-vaxxer,
attitude
right
off.
away.
But look at this. He doesn't have his mask on. But we'll give him that till he. Yeah.
You notice why I keep my finger to see him? I want you to know, you don't get it. I'm not being investigated for a crime. I'm right. I'm
Yeah.
not fucking wrong. Fucking asshole. Look at this. Good chat.
Well, I know, yeah. No, I'm putting words in your
I'm being
mouth.
civil, right?
Yeah.
All I'm doing is being civil.
And he fucking did that on purpose.
You fucking saw
There's
it.
6 inches of wood and 2 feet of glass. And you were in front of the glass. This thing fucking bullshit.
Look at fucking Tyler says live stream your meeting. Yeah, he's recording it.
Yeah.
He isn't coming. He's leaving. See if he comes. Wait and point. He's coming. He's fucking coming. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I better apologize, eh? Yeah. Want to start all over, me and you?
My partner told me you were looking for an apology.
Well, I just want you to be informed. He has all the information of what's going on,
Andrew?
and I appreciate you coming back over.
Andrew, I don't think you're out of line by asking for that. I apologize.
You won't shake my hand.
I appreciate the gesture.
Yeah, thank you. And I don't have any issue. Educate him. Oh, he knows how I feel about my charter. You guys have a horrendous fucking job. Guess what? I have a horrendous job. I own a Harley Davidson motorcycle dealership in downtown. I get discriminated against just by fucking knowing this shit. I ain't gonna allow people to violate that, but you guys don't know about it.
So having said that,
Yeah.
I jumped to a conclusion, but I made it. Yes, you guys are clearly biking. Those are the only two bikes you have.
100%.
I saw you walk to the yellow bike. The yellow bike's not registered. Were you aware
Pardon me,
of
1
that?
second. Just so you know, I'm going to be very clear here with him here. Why are you checking your bikes? You are attending to a criminal code violation. We're dealers. We're not part of AMP. Both of those bikes have a dealer plates on them.
Yeah.
I want to know why you are furthering your investigation to intrude on my rights to property with no course of action that those bikes are parked. Are you doing that biasly?
No.
Then why did you do it with him here?
So I'm trying to
What?
identify.
You don't even know those are my bikes. You
That's right.
profiled my ass.
Well, you guys are clearly biking.
I'm not clearly anything. I might like walking around in a fucking ghost costume.
What, do you want to talk about the yellow bike for him?
No, he doesn't.
Alright, have a good day, guys.
Thank
Okay.
you. His apology is fucking retracted. I'm going after him. He fucking ran those bikes without authority. Thank you.
My plate's valid.
Please do. No, it won't be to that fucking bike.
Mine is. Mine's a personal plate.
Oh, he probably
He ran yours. Yeah. But he wants yellow.
Yeah, now you don't go on the bike. See that he profiled. And they know with the Supreme Court ruling that they're fucked now.
Yeah. That's a legitimate
Can I hold this for me? I like
plate
fucking
I have
this.
on there. This thing will match this.
Don't go near your bike, because I'm not stopping. I'm not. We'll sit on the steps.
Well,
Wait for him.
I mean, I went in there and got the tape. It's pretty obvious.
Oh,
I'm gonna.
Wait, this is what you said.
Here. I got to. I'm gonna go into the restaurant and take a piss.
Thank you. If you'll let me.
Yeah, that's it. I got a valid plate. That's bullshit.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Fucking funny, eh?
Yeah.
Funny stuff.
Okay. You know, Andrew, we'll go down to the gas station down there, and I'll throw in some gas, and then I'll use the washroom there. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep these because they fucking offended on me, so it's
Yeah.
good, and I'll file to complain. When I asked him why the fuck he's running these plates, what did he do?
Yeah, he's like, go up.
He's there on a criminal fucking charge and he writes my plate. Fucking know. What? You know that.
Okay, but he had no reason.
Huh? Oh, stop your recording too, buddy. So you don't run out of space.